Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us and allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and I have MUGULU MOHAMMED on sign language. Now straight away into the bulletin. Commanders of Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF and their counterparts of the armed forces of DR Congo, that is FARDC, have met in Fort Portal to review the progress of Operation Shuja. The operation evaluation meeting was hosted by the Operation Shuja Commander Major General D. Colum, and this was held at Fort Fun City and Cavalry District.
Top senior commanders of Operation Shuja from UPDF and FARDC Army have met in Fort Portal town to review the progress of Operation Shuja. Major General D. Colum, the UPDF Operation Shuja commander, said their meeting is aimed at reviewing phases of the operation and laying new strategies.
And in phase one, of course, that was the time the operation just began. And it was the time that Kambia Yua was hit. You remember that was how ADF was dislodged by then my predecessor, General Kayanja, who's now the Commander Land Forces. And eventually the enemy scattered, went to Sector 2. In Sector 2 also was an operation that was very successful. Still the enemy was so hit, the ADF were badly hit, got scattered, and went to Sector 3.
He said they need to renew the efforts of Shuja operation, establish new strategies, and orient themselves according to the enemy dynamics.
Now Sector 3 is another phase that we also have operated jointly with the Congolese, where the enemy again has been hit very well and thoroughly, and eventually scattered. And after all these sectors, we do a review of operations, and after all this review of operations, we then come with new strategies of the way forward.
The meeting, however, noted that the ADF have now resorted to moving in smaller groups to avoid being detected. Operation Shuja is a code name of the joint operation for offensive action against ADF, who are carrying out terrorist activities both in Eastern DR Congo and Uganda. Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
Now, as we continue, after being awarded the honor to host the Africa Cup of Nations, we assessed what it will take and the benefits that Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania will have both off on the pitch.
When a country is given the mandate to host the prestigious Africa Cup of Nations, the honor comes with lots of advantages. Apart from the sporting world put in the limelight, nations benefit financially through sports tourism, jobs are created, infrastructure development, health facilities worked on, among others. The joint bid of Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania means that the three countries need to come together and host one of the best tournaments ever. And as the CAF inspectors prepare to come through in the near future to assess the readiness of the country, one would ask what it takes to host such a tournament. For a nation to qualify to host the Africa Cup of Nations, it must meet the CAF set stadia standards. CAF requires that the AFCON host nation must have at least 6 stadia, with 2 that can hold at least 40,000 fans, another 2 that can hold 20,000 fans, and 2 that can hold at least 15,000 fans. Good news though, there are available stadia in the 3 countries, including Nyayo Stadium, the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and the Kapchoge Keino Stadium in Kenya, then Nambole Stadium in Uganda, and the Benjamin Mkapa National Stadium are good enough when renovated. In Uganda, everyone takes pride in their achievement and they believe we can pull it off.
And this is a wake-up call, especially on the issue which is the biggest thorn in our flesh, the issue of sports infrastructure. I think this opportunity will give us as East Africans the opportunity to have or put in place the state-of-the-art sports infrastructure.
The benefit overall of those participants coming here will definitely benefit the hotel industry, will benefit us as a government and as a country. I think the onus is now on us as a country to show that we are capable of hosting this game.
The African Cup of Nations has been a West African affair and a Southern African affair. And I think this is the time it's coming to East Africa. For me, the opportunities are very many, economic community opportunities, tourism. But the most important thing is in terms of unity. East Africa Mashariki, unity.
Our neighbors Kenya and Tanzania, on the other hand, were equally happy when we got the bid and excited to host the tournament.
Many people never believed that we had a chance of hosting AFCON in 2027 because of the state of our football and the state of our sports in general. We will now mobilize every resource. We will mobilize every person and every sector to make sure that we deliver a world-class football event in 2027.
But one thing to boast about, several studies show that whenever a nation hosts a major tournament such as AFCON, there is a positive impact on the country's tourism sector, what is known as sports tourism. Tourism, especially wildlife, is a major foreign exchange earner for Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It is not only tourism that benefit. CAF demands that host nation must provide secure environments while hosting the AFCON Games. This often forces the host to improve road networks, street lighting, and communication infrastructure. And as we plan for the next 4 years, at least we are assured of the country's image changed by hosting international events together with international relations. Ngabo Amon, reporting for UBS TV.
Now, as we enter into the area of health in the country, over 4,000 people are expected to attend and get medical assistance at Malago National Referral Hospital during the surgical week, which will be from the 2nd to the 6th of October 2023, and it is aimed at improving quality of lives of Ugandans. The acting director, that is Executive Director, Malago National Referral Hospital, Dr. Rosemary Byanyima, noted that the hospital has lined up over 100 surgeons from different specialties to cater to the needs of Ugandans with surgical causes.
Mulago National Referral Hospital is to hold a surgical week from 2nd to 6th of October to cater for Ugandans with ultimate need for surgical and other specialized diagnostic services. The acting executive director, Mulago National Referral Hospital, Dr. Rosemary Byanyima, says all surgical procedures during the open week will be free of charge and call upon Ugandans to take advantage of the medical week.
There will be 16 different tents handling different specialties. So we trust the specialists. They've told you there will be quite a number in each to make a decision of how to handle whatever case they'll have screened. If they can work on the patient immediately or book or offer advice, but most importantly, the education that they'll give so that you know the scope of services which are offered. The other diagnostic services will be available, especially preparing patients for theatre, or even those whom they are screening and they need complementary examinations like X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan, or laboratory tests. Those ones will be run, and these will be free of charge.
A team of specialized surgeons have been lined up to deal with the different ailments, and among the specialized services to be offered include neurosurgery, plastic, osteopathetic and reconstructive surgery, urology, nose, ear, throat, and an orthopedic surgery Some of the surgeons stated that trauma caused by border accidents amounts 70 to 80% of the patients they work on, and call upon the government to enforce use of helmets.
As I speak now, on the neurosurgery ward, we have about 4 to 5 kids with border injuries. About 5 months ago, on average, in our casualty theatre, we would attend to about 10, maximum 12 patients per week. As I speak now, the minimum is 30 patients. It is threefold. Sometimes goes close to 40 per week. I don't know, there's madness going on there. I don't know what's happening.
But internally, Mulago, we have about 80 surgeons, 80 to 100, who will all be actively participating and doing surgeries. So the numbers of doctors on the ground will be big enough, and there is no single day in Mulago where patients are few. Okay, there is no single day. Every day Mulago is full of patients and many patients. So we still expect the numbers to be many. Not all can be operated within this time, but as I said, those who can be operated will be, and those who cannot will be scheduled.
Mulago Hospital Administration says the main focus of the surgical week is to showcase the progress made on the roadmap for super specialized services, and will also be used as a way to give back to society. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Zahara Abigaba. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has reinstated the Presidential Special Task Force on Land Matters and Environment, which is focused on fighting land grabbers and environment degradation within the country. Now, the task force is led by Brigadier General Retired Moses Lukoma.
Museveni has reinstated the Presidential Special Task Force on Land Matters and Environment, which is focused on fighting land grabbers and environment degradation within the country. The task force had earlier suspended its operations, which gave land grabbers leeway to execute their wrongdoings, leaving many in tears, hence prompting President Museveni to reinstate the same task force to find justice for all affected persons. The task force is led by Brigadier General Retired Moses Lukoma, who has affirmed of being given all necessary manpower to crack down all those that tend to act superior in line with land and environment matters.
We were called by the president, and he briefed us again. He gave us new instructions how we should operate. So now we are back to serve the people in Uganda, especially those who are being attacked by these land grabbers. These people, they are heartless. They attack old people like 80 years, 80 years, 90 years. They take their land with impunity.
General Lukoma also noted that during the operations, they will be working hand in hand with other line officials, including those in the Ministry of Lands and RDCs, among others.
As you have been introduced, the team full of lawyers and good investigators. So I think we are going to handle these operations efficiently. We are to investigate and see matters conclusively, how they are supposed to be. If it is a matter to be taken to court, these guys here, they can determine well.
I'm Nafka Farida and Nicholas Nduga.
And in the education sector, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has said that the countdown for the 10 years in the National Teachers Policy requiring that a minimum qualification for a teacher shall be a bachelor's degree will soon start from the month that the National Teachers Act comes into effect. While releasing the 2021 Grade 3 Teachers Certificate in Primary Teaching Education, Mrs. Janet Museveni said she will soon seek Cabinet's approval of the National Teachers Bill before it proceeds to Parliament for consideration.
Minister, I would like to request you to receive this copy from your side.
Ministry of Education and Sports, together with Chambogo University, have released the 2021 Grade 3 Teachers Certificate in Primary Teacher Education examinations, where 67.9% of the students who sat the examinations passed. In the year 2021, 5,576 candidates registered for the examinations compared to the 8,870 who registered in 2020, leading to a decline in candidature of 37%. This is being attributed to implementation of the teacher policy that mandates all teachers to hold a degree to qualify for the teaching profession. There was also a decline in performance as compared to previous years.
Decline in the overall performance pass may be attributed to poor performance in mathematics education and Kiswahili education, and most likely the effects of COVID-19 pandemic.
All subjects except mathematics and Kiswahili had a percentage pass of 97%. While releasing the results at State House Nakasero, the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, said this performance will improve further with the new teacher policy requirements.
The change in the entry requirements we made 5 years ago has contributed to the improvement in performance that we have witnessed in the results being released today. For instance, I note that all subjects except mathematics education and Kiswahili were well done with a percentage pass of over 97%. I also observe that science education, that was a problem in the past, has greatly improved. Although mathematics education recorded the least performance rating of 75%, there has also been an improvement on mathematics itself.
The results indicate that 1,586, which is 28.4% of the students, failed the examinations and 3.7% were ungraded. Mrs. Museveni says her ministry will see that those who want to retake the examinations do so from the remaining 23 core PTCs to ensure that no student is affected by the ongoing reforms in the National Teacher Policy 2019.
National Teacher Policy provides for a transition period of 10 years, as all of you remember. I have accordingly guided my ministry that the countdown for the 10-year transition period shall start from the month the National Teachers Act come into effect. Soon, we shall be seeking Cabinet approval of the National Teachers Bill before it proceeds to Parliament for consideration. In the meantime, nothing stops any teacher who wants to upgrade to do so well ahead of time.
Performing college was Buhungiro PTC from Isinjiro District.
Performing colleges were Margarita PTC in Kitgum District, Nuru PTC in Iganga District, all of which attained an overall pass below 40%. It is important to note, Honorable Minister and First Lady, that the least performing colleges are privately owned, with many challenges as far as staffing, resources, and management are concerned.
Meanwhile, The Ministry of Education and Sports has revealed that the facilities and infrastructure for the 22 phased-out PTCs, after consultations with other institutions, are to be used for other purposes. Jinja PTC is expected to become a senior secondary school, Rukunjiri PTC repurposed for campus of Kabale University. Operationalization is subject to availability of requisite financial resources. I'm Navka Farida and Abdunasir Wama in Kampala.
Uganda Airlines is gearing up for the launch of direct flights from Entebbe to Mumbai this October, marking a significant stride towards bolstering trade and economic cooperation between the two nations. In anticipation of this route's inauguration, the United Nations Development Programme has joined hands with the national carrier, bringing together stakeholders from diverse sectors in both countries to explore emerging markets and beckon foreign direct investment.
In an opening address, the UNDP country director underscored the importance of cross-border trade in nurturing inclusive and sustainable development.
Is the need to invest in connectivity and high-quality infrastructure that delivers goods and services. Again, the availability, accessibility, and affordability of high-quality and sustainable transport infrastructure lies at the heart of trade, especially cross-border trade. It is an important enabler for economic integration and development.
Minister of Works and Transport Jeno Katumba Wamala expressed optimism that Uganda would leverage its long-standing bilateral relations with India to maximize the potential of this new route. He hinted at engaging Indian authorities to secure more operating points in India for Uganda Airlines.
My ministry, under its program, the Integrated Transport Infrastructure Services, seeks to prioritize transport interconnectivity to promote inter- and intra-regional trade and reduce poverty. We will provide all the necessary policy guidelines to the airline, as well as its quest to pursue more operating points in India to satisfy its passengers.
The impending launch of this route marks a remarkable milestone for Uganda Airlines as it embarks on its 12th route. Expectations are running high.
The route means so much to our Indian brothers and sisters because it will reduce the journey times from 9 hours to exactly 5.5 hours. This route also opens up Uganda to one of the world's largest economies and which positions us as a country to various opportunities.
Audrey Krabogo, the chairperson of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development, lauded this initiative as a catalyst for their collective endeavors. He, however, highlighted the need for substantial credit funding to meet the expected cargo demands along this route.
We now need to focus with Jennifer and ask for particular cargo space, just the way you ask for mentor share of a product, and say this will go to Mumbai starting right away. So she solves that infrastructure. Now, the fourth thing that is still a bother that we're working hard on is called export credit funding. Because if I get an order from India and I have to pay farmers now, so if Ofono is growing avocados, he wants his money now, but the market will pay him in 60 days. That mismatch causes us trouble.
India has consistently ranked as a top investor in Uganda, with estimated investments exceeding $1 billion over the past 2 decades. Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Samuel Senono. Yeah. Now, government, that is the government of Uganda, has signed an agreement with Bidco Uganda Limited to expand palm oil growing in Sangobe in Chotera district. The process to start palm oil growing in Sangobe started in 2017, and it stalled or halted due to some project affected persons who were residing on government land.
Government has signed an agreement with Bidco Uganda Limited to expand palm oil growing in Sangobe in Chotera district. The government was represented by the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaiji, while Anup Sharma, the Bidco General Manager, represented the company. While presiding over the signing ceremony at the office of the Prime Minister in Kampala, Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja noted that Sangwa Bay land is now going to bridge the supply gap of raw materials for manufacture of oil and soap. Nabbanja commended President Yoweri Museveni for his guidance on issues affecting the country, especially on import substitution to save the foreign exchange that would be spent on purchasing raw materials.
I want to thank the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his wise leadership in all this, because a number of issues kept on coming and he helped us to solve these issues. He gave me this assignment last year. It has not been easy, but at least today I'm happy to inform fellow Ugandans that the agreement is done.
Nabbanja noted that the Bidiko plantation will act as a nucleus farm for farmers in the area who will also wish to engage in palm oil growing as outgrowers.
We may have outgrowers. This is going to be a nuclear farm, then outgrowers may benefit from this. Then the other one is revenue to the country. We shall definitely get revenue. Then we shall also reduce and also export. We may export to the neighboring countries. We are going to expand in other areas.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, says the government is willing to accord the necessary support to the investor so as to reduce importation of raw materials.
So I pledge that anything that you think comes as a bottleneck, let us be informed in time so that we can handle that bottleneck together.
State Minister for Agriculture Fred Wino Chakulaga says the government intends to add 26,000 hectares of oil palm plantations in the country.
We are expanding to other places, including Sangwa Bay, where our target is to have 26,000 hectares added only to the plantation of oil palm. So today, we are here to amend the master agreement between the government of Uganda and Bidiko in that effort. And this amendment is to add Oil Palm Uganda Limited Sangwa Bay onto the company.
Now, United Nations Women, in conjunction with Stanbic Bank, is giving financial support to women in business, mostly refugees, in an effort to bridge the gender disparity gap. At least $15 million is going to be invested in this specific initiative, though $100 million has already been set aside for this initiative. The partnership will see two parties working together to support women and young girls to effectively participate in gender equality initiatives, investments, and wealth management services for all women.
Way for them and to be able to encourage as many women as possible to join into this beneficial initiative.
The United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women and Stanbic Bank Uganda have signed a memorandum of understanding to promote gender equality in the country.
It might take us more than 200 years to achieve gender equality. The gap is still there. So there is a financial gap and everything. So it's really an opportune time to have this. And I'm really glad that there are two SDGs that we are focusing among others. SDG 5 for gender equality and SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, as envisioned on Agenda 2030.
The Memorandum of Understanding for the initiative has been signed by UN Women Country Representative Dr. Paulina Chiwangu and Stanbic Bank Chief Executive Officer Ann Juko at Stanbic Bank Head Office in Kampala. Juko says through its specialized women banking unit, Stanbic for her and the partnership seeks to advance women-led enterprises in Uganda and eventually contribute to the achieving the desired global gender parity in the business.
We are especially pleased today to be partnering with UN Women because, first of all, you're already doing, this is the work you're doing already, right? So to have a powerful partner is to further put the wind beneath our wings so that we can fly higher. We have a big envelope for the women in this country, and we want to continue to do this as we go along. So I'm quite pleased that today we are inking that agreement.
The UN Women representative in Uganda, Dr. Paulina Chiwanga, says it's important to promote active participation of individuals and groups outside the public sector, such as civil society and the private sector, in the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of women.
So, and we know gender equality, SDG 5, is the linchpin for achieving all other SDGs, all the 17 goals. So it's really, I'm really delighted to be here today to witness this day, but also to sign this agreement. So
Stanbic Bank Uganda country head of credit, Muchai Gladys, says the initiative would unlock the potential in women-led enterprises so that they perform better.
So I would say $15 million is the initial ticket for this, but then obviously with a whole lot of scale.
In its fullness, what we aspire to, because as you realize, it is a step-by-step program. In its fullness, we want to get this fund to $100 million, and we've said this for the SACCO fund as well as this fund. But it's a step-by-step journey that we are taking, and so far the results are very good.
The 3-year partnership aims at building the capacity of women entrepreneurs in financial and business management value chain, marketing access, and improving women's access to affordable credit.
Calling for collateral, but we'll rely heavily on the level of transactability.
Well, members of Parliament for Elderly representing Northern Uganda, Catherine Mavejina, that is, has called on government to come up with an initiative through local council and village health teams to construct improved toilets for the elderly.
Persons, and also this is in Parliament also. This is the first time ever in my life.
Catherine Mavejina is one of the senior citizens who participated in drafting the 1995 constitution, which created room for representation of different groups in Parliament, including the older persons.
I was a member of the constitution making. When we made the constitution of Uganda, we agreed that there should be position for older persons, the women, the youth, the army and the rest in Parliament.
Currently representing the elderly persons from Northern Uganda in Parliament, Mavejina commended President Museveni for approving representation of the elderly in Parliament. As people grow older, they experience health difficulties with the bending and squatting. That makes it even more hard for them to bathe and those access places of convenience, which Mavejina re-echoed.
There are so many of our people who still use pit latrines. And you know, for the elders now, we have knee problem, you have back problem, you cannot squat. So we definitely need some improvement in the health sectors.
In her position as the elderly representative, she has proposed an initiative for construction of improved places of convenience like toilets for the elderly through local councils and village health teams.
So maybe now with all the modern technology, I believe the health people can help our people to improve on their own health. The village team, we have the health village team members who can go around and help them to improve on their health situations. They can help them, you know, with some improved toilets.
Nonetheless, she has commended government for the social protection monthly disbursement for the elderly, which has helped improve lives of many. She further applauded government for prioritizing the elder loan programs like parish development model.
Whatever comes for the ordinary people, we can also benefit from it, as long as we know our rights.
On October 1st, Uganda will be joining the rest of the world to commemorate the International Day of the Older Persons. The day celebrated with emphasis on challenges and opportunities associated with aging. In Uganda, the event will be commemorated on Sunday in Chegegwa district. The International Day of the Older Persons 2023 will be commemorated under the theme Fulfilling the Promises of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights for Older Persons Across Generation. Susan Naonga reporting for UBC TV.
Now, still in the health sector, more than 144 pharmacies have so far been closed down and medicines worth over 100 million Ugandan shillings seized in a month by National Drug Authority. According to the head of enforcement at National Drug Authority, Samuel Chomukama, this was done during the compliance enforcement operation carried out in Kampala.
National Drug Authority has been conducting compliance enforcements on illegal pharmacies, drug shops, and crackdown of unqualified personnel in Kampala for the past 1 month. During the operation, more than 303 boxes of medicines worth 100 million shillings were seized and more than 144 pharmacies closed.
The operation, a total of 144 outlets that were operating without licenses or with unqualified personnel were closed, and 303 boxes of assorted medicines worth over 100 million shillings were impounded.
According to the head of enforcement at National Drug Authority, Samuel Chomukama, some of the drugs that were seized were got from government hospitals.
Operators who are still operating without licenses or unqualified personnel are hereby directed to halt all operations until the licensing requirements are fulfilled.
Since in public sector like this, these are the ones in what we call bulk tins, where a tin has like 1,000. The ones in private sector, we usually pack them in strips, where someone can pick a dose of 30 tablets, 20 tablets, but these bulk tins are meant for the public facilities.
Chomukama says police has already started investigations into how the medicines got into these pharmacies. According to Deputy Spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan Police, Luke Owoyesigere says more than 100 case files have already been forwarded to court. Owoyesigere says police will continue to work hand in hand with the National Drug Authority to apprehend all those who do not follow the required regulations.
It's still on, and whoever is engaging in such activities that are illegal, like selling drugs which are illegal, that have not gone through that quality assurance, or those that are doing jobs that they are not meant to be, that they don't qualify for, we are willing to give a hand to NDA to see that the enforcement takes place.
A warning has also been sounded to all unlicensed pharmacies and unqualified personnel over their illegal operations, and also to the public to be conscious. Brian Tumwinebyarruhanga, Joseph Muyengo, UBC News.
Now, walkers participating in the 700-kilometer Nile Basin walk from Elegu to Kampala have advised communities along the Elegu-Gulu highway to embrace tree planting as a way of replacing those cut for charcoal burning. On Friday, the team engaged in community sensitization on dangers of environmental degradation like mass tree cutting, which is synonymous with charcoal burning. By close of business this Friday, the workers had covered about 85 kilometers.
As they embarked on their journey on Thursday, workers participating in the Nile Basin 700-kilometer trek hoped to cover a range of 50 to 60 kilometers per day. However, due to the heat wave blowing from South Sudan, covering 45 kilometers on day one was almost impossible. It took the team almost the whole day to reach Atiak Town Council, where they spent the night.
Okay, finally we are here.
The walk was a success, but the challenge was we had a lot of heat wave, especially that side as you approach Sudan. Between Elegu and Bibia, we suffered heat wave that comes from South Sudan. That affected our journey yesterday. Yesterday we walked for 45 kilometers, and we kept resting after every 4 kilometers because of the heat.
With this experience, the team has now devised a trick, which is
waking up very early in the morning so that by midday we are almost finishing our day's work. Today we are only walking for 40 kilometers from Tiak to Pabo.
Day 2 of the trek was characterized by community engagements as a way of spreading the gospel of environmental restoration and conservation. The workers, led by Geoffrey Ayen, occasionally engaged communities with the aim of promoting tree planting as a remedy to the massive forestry cover loss in the north.
So mahapia rio jami weng kwa electricity. Electricity. So kawa weho nairo kwa.
While in Pabo, the workers visited Pabo Secondary School for the same cause.
When our river that generates power has been destroyed, we are not going to have enough power to run our economy and our daily activities.
So we are engaging with the community, we are engaging with different stakeholders to have these views collected and documented. These views will be presented during the actual event, which is starting on the 16th up to 18th, into the main conference where every stakeholder will be engaged, including the international bodies.
Estimate around 30 years to come, you who are sitting here will be like us, okay? And you will be the people to be consulted. You are the people to think on behalf of this country. So now we are preparing you that with this issue of climate changes that we are hearing across the world, please be the change agents.
As per the route plan, on Saturday 30th September 2023, the workers will trek from Pabo Town Council to Gulu City. Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
Time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We return with our business segment.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Tata and Mama Sarah.
Wanji?
We did all we could. Naye we couldn't save her. I'm sorry. You brought her in very late. Malaria destroyed her organs and reduced her blood levels. She was anemic. You know how dangerous malaria is. I am sorry, but malaria has killed your daughter.
Malaria kills more people in Uganda than any other disease. Protect your loved ones from this enemy. Ensure everyone in your family sleeps under a mosquito net every night, whether it's a cold or hot season, to protect them from malaria. In the event that any of your family members shows malaria signs and symptoms, take them to the nearest health center immediately to prevent complications from malaria that could result into death. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too. Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The doctor says you are getting better. I have a list of suspects in my file here, but I need you to help me identify the thief who attacked you. This cat thief again.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net. Clear bushes and all stagnant water around you. If you notice any symptoms, go to a health center near you to test and treat, and ensure to complete your full dose to avoid severe malaria, which could lead to death.
I wish you maintain that same effort to protect you and your family from that very dangerous thief that attacks you every night. And if you don't take action soon, it may cost your life or even your pregnant wife to lose her baby.
Wapi, with all these original padlocks and my maguja, no thief can make an attempt to break in.
Simon, you and your wife are always in and out of the hospital almost every month. And there is that dangerous thief that you are not yet safe from. You're lucky that for now, it's only robbing you money.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net every night. For pregnant women, go for antenatal care and get your Fancida medicine to protect you and your unborn baby from malaria.
The Woman Trade Fair for this year brings you the Black Friday earlier than ever before. Get ready to buy what you need at a 50% discount. Home appliances like fridges, cookers, TVs and so much more. Boda bodas, tukutukus, soap, detergent, cooking oil, sugar, rice and so much more. Don't miss to get what you've been longing for at a discounted price of up to 50% at the Woman Trade Fair Black Friday from 3rd to 10th October. Proudly sponsored by Total Energy, Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Stanbic Bank, Uganda Breweries Limited, Tembo Seals, Uganda Bati, Simba Automotives, and Node Group.
Welcome to the business desk. Now, Uganda and Tanzania have today signed a 15-year mutual agreement worth 71.1 billion shillings for the integration of Tanzania ICT broadband backbone with Uganda National ICT Backbone Infrastructure (NITA). The event that was witnessed by Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, the Minister of ICT, and the Tanzanian Minister of Information and Technology, Nape Nyae, took place earlier today in Dar es Salaam, a move both ministers say will boost the telecommunications sector and increase employment for the youth while connecting African countries.
National ICT backbone infrastructure is the lifeline of our modern digital economies. It serves as the backbone upon which all our digital services and communication networks depend. In an era where the information and communication technology is transforming the way we live, work, and do business, a robust and reliable ICT infrastructure is essential for the growth and prosperity of our nations. Today, we gather here to reaffirm our commitment to the development and sharing of this critical infrastructure. The bilateral memorandum of understanding that has just been signed between Uganda and Tanzania in conjunction with the Tanzania Telecommunications Corporation, TTCL, and the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITAU, symbolizes our dedication to realizing a common vision, a vision where our nations collaborate to build a robust and resilient national ICT backbone that will not only connect our citizens, but also bridge the digital divide, boost innovation, and stimulate economic growth.
I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to my brother, Honorable Minister Dr. Chrissy Beramus, and your delegation for accepting the invitation to join us in this important event that strengthens and promotes the use of information and communication technology between Tanzania and Uganda and across the entire East African Community region.
With this initiative, our presidents, the President of the Republic of Tanzania and the President of the Republic of Uganda, met and brought us together as an agency, the agency in charge of information and communication in Uganda and Tanzania, to see how we can bridge that gap, that digital divide between the two countries. And one of the initiatives, activities that were proposed was to connect our backbone, our national backbone infrastructure to the Tanzanian backbone. And I'm happy and glad to say that that has been achieved. Thank you.
Uganda mnaweza mkaitumia Tanzania kama your first choice pale mnapohitaji kuongeza capacity muda wote. It is our commitment to ensure that national ICT backbone becomes your first choice when you want to upgrade capacity and when you are making all the decisions in terms of upgrade of the capacity in
Now, over 2,479 households in Mbarara City have so far received the Parish Development MUGULU funds. According to Mbarara PDM City Coordinator Dr. Moses Amanya, a number of challenges connected to the manual system of disbursement of the funds that were experienced have now been resolved with the introduction of a digital system. During the training of Mbarara City PDM leadership in Mbarara City, Dr. Amanya noted that Mbarara City received 2.5 billion from government as a revolving fund, and so far 98.2% has already been disbursed.
Had started where we wanted to disburse all the money using the system, but along the way we got challenges and were somehow behind schedule. We had to give out the money, but now we feel it's time that we get back on road and do everything using digital system. We have given out around 2.41 billion to 2,479 households in the city, and we are also trying to follow up and see these beneficiaries if they have actually put this money into use, proper use, according to the business plan that they presented alongside the application. So far that's where we are. We have had, of course, a few challenges here and there that we are trying to rectify.
We've met with the leaders of those circles, cautioning them of the rumors that are going through, that they are stealing people, getting 2,000 to 3,000 for filling a form. This program is free. This program is free, and the government is thinking of the chairpersons. And by the way, the government will be paying chairpersons of those circles 500,000 a year. So chairpersons, be patient. Be patient, work for the people. You came up as volunteers. Please do the needful to help our government. And we have even talked to the town agents. We thank them for the well done work, but still They need to move far, to move to those villages, to unlock the minds of the people, to know that the program of the government must be supported.
We are going to use the system. Like if I thought somebody from Kampala ask you that I need to check the people who got the money, we just go direct on the system.
This training will help a lot in solving some of the challenges that have been faced in delivering services of parish development model.
Now, Rwenzori region has started realizing the fruits of parish development model after successful disbursement of the funds to different circles. Districts including Kasese, Bundibujo, Chenjojo and Kabarole are also in the final stages of payout process to the beneficiaries and their different enterprises.
Kasese and Bundibujo district are currently among the districts with the highest percentage of PDM funds disbursement in Rwenzori region. This was noted by the PDM coordinator of program in Rwenzori region, Dennis Sozigarabuzi, during a meeting of stakeholders to assess the progress of the project.
It is almost at 100%. There are districts which have actually finished the money off their accounts and they are waiting for more capitalization so that they can disburse more. Now with such districts, they have finished. They are now in stabilization. Establishment phase, 95% done. Now we are into the stabilization phase for these 3 years, and we are going to now be evaluating all the steps taken by the different farmers and the different enterprises.
The district chairperson Nebundibujo, Robert Tibakunirwa, attributes the PDM success to teamwork by different actors in the implementation process.
It means that almost all the beneficiaries have received their loans, and we have been able to achieve this high percentage, one because of the teamwork.
Rwenzori regional leaders have teamed up to sensitize beneficiaries on investment decisions in order for the funds to serve the intended purpose.
Continuing to sensitize our people and tell them that this is seed money and it is to get them out of poverty. And that is even my same appeal today, that whoever is receiving PDM money, let them know that it is to get them out of poverty. The enterprise which we assessed, which they registered, is where they should put the money.
In Kabarole district, Chakaigo PDM SACCO members have already started investing the funds mainly in dairy, agriculture and poultry. Beatrice Kisembo, a person living with disability from Chakaigo SACCO in Kabarole, received 700,000 shillings, which she used to secure a calf. Nonetheless, the program also experienced some challenges, such as division of funds by beneficiaries and extortion from beneficiaries by some parish chiefs.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics has released the consumer price indices and inflation that indicates a slowdown in annual inflation, with headline inflation at 2.7% compared to the 3.5% of August. This fall in inflation is greatly attributed to the annual core inflation that decelerated. This was revealed at the UBOS headquarters in Kampala.
Annual core inflation decelerated from 3.3% to 2.4% as at the end of August 2023, leading to further decrease in the inflation of goods that fall under the core inflation.
You realize that when you look at the weight, core inflation has over about 84% of our inflation is taken up by core items. And so a deceleration to 2.4% compared to that of 3.3% actually contributed greatly to the slowdown in the overall headline inflation of 2.7%.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics also attributes the deceleration to food crops and related items that registered a slowdown in inflation in the year ending September 2023 from 9.8% to 7.9%.
Annual inflation as measured by the Residential Property Price Index
for the 4 quarters to quarter 1 financial year 2023-2024 was registered at 5.7% compared to minus 7.6% registered in quarter 4 financial year 2022-2023. This is attributed to an increase in the inflation of residential properties in Kampala Central and Makindye.
The high energy fuel and utilities prices were attributed to the inflation in liquid energy fuels.
And see also that energy fuel and utilities inflation, this one I've already talked about it, and in terms of weight, you can see it takes around about 7%. Now, we always ask the question why we are saying that inflation is coming down or slowing down, the rate of inflation, the rate of change of prices, and yet the prices in the market are still high. We normally paint a picture for you looking at the price levels. Price levels, it means, for example, when you look at August 2022, why we bring this, we want to show you. Because when you present the index, it is showing you where the price levels were.
Other fuels like charcoal slowed down to 15.9% in September 2023, compared to 22.0% registered in August 2023. Mariona Wori, UBC.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too! Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Into the world of sports, the Uganda Badminton Association, UBA, together with the National Council of Sports, launched the 2023 Kampala International and International Badminton Tournament that kicked off on the 28th of September and will go on until the 1st of October 2023 at Lugogo Indoor Stadium in Kampala.
The badminton tournament is categorized as a future series event and is organized by the Uganda Badminton Association with sanctions from the Badminton Confederation of Africa and the Badminton World Federation.
And of course, it is an Olympic qualifier for Paris 2024, whereby that players who are playing this tournament are supposed to get points that can help them to accumulate more points until the end of the qualifier, which will be in April 30th.
16 countries are taking part in this event, with winners set to bag 17,000 ranking points.
Day one for Kampala International Future Series, to my side, has been good because it was possible for me to win my first round match. I'm prepared for the second round match. It is a good atmosphere and a great preparation from the Uganda Badminton Association. My target is to qualify to the main draw.
My round one of the Kampala International Series hasn't been that challenging because I've been facing my coach, and yeah, I expected that. I expected to win, but I wanted to qualify for the. I'm qualifying for the main draw. Then, yeah, I see what next. I see where I can reach right now.
At the launch of the event, 5 players who recently won medals at the continental engagements in West Africa presented their medals to NCS. The players were Hasnat Kobugabe, Gladys Mbabazi, Tracy Naluwoza, Fadila Shamika and Brian Kasidie.
Indeed, our performance was very good. We had some bronze, we had some silver and gold, especially for the ladies doubles. So all in all, for us, this gives us a boost that we are actually doing the right thing and they are on the right path to be able to accumulate as many points as they can to be able to qualify for Paris 2024.
I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of National Council of Sports and on behalf of government to welcome back the team from Cameroon, Beirut and Lagos, and also to congratulate the team for the various achievements that they made in these 3 trips. We are very thankful for them having marketed Uganda and for having won this country quite a good number of medals. Likewise, for the tournaments that they are going to participate in the Kampala International and Uganda International, these ones are also aimed at accumulating more points because they are scoring towards their qualifier events towards Paris 2024. So,
Grace Joyce Kemgisa, UBC News.
Well, that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma. MUGULU MOHAMMED was with us on sign language. For now, we'll leave you with the weather forecast.
Sunny conditions and isolated thunder showers dominated most parts of the country, and this is because of the continental ridge at the tip of South Africa that is pushing the rain belt westward of Africa, and that's why we're having this kind of weather. I'm Kalema Benon from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Looking at the satellite imagery of Africa, we see that the main contributors of this kind of weather is only the Congo air mass and the local effect of lakes and rivers, and tomorrow morning we forecast to wake up with a sunny conditions in areas around Mubende, areas around Nakasongola, Kampala and Masaka will have isolated showers. Looking at the weather in the eastern parts of the country, we forecast to have isolated showers in areas around Soroti, Jinja and Tororo, while in the western, we forecast the entire stretch to wake up with sunny and bright conditions. That's from the Masindi to the Kabale stretch. Looking at the northern areas of Uganda, we see that the central north, that is Kitgum and Gulu, will have light days with showers in Rila, while other parts of the northern, that's Arua, Kotido and Moroto, will have sunny conditions. Looking at the weather in the afternoon, we see development of light rains in areas around Nakasongola, Mubende, Masaka and Kampala, with temperatures ranging from 26 degrees Celsius in the capital to 29 degrees Celsius in Nakasongola and Mubende. Looking at the eastern, we see development of isolated showers in the eastern with temperatures ranging from 28 degrees Celsius in Jinja and Tororo to 30 degrees Celsius in Soroti. Looking at the western stretch, we see that Kasese will have sunny intervals, while Masindi and Kabale will have isolated showers with temperatures ranging from 25 degrees Celsius in Kasese to 31 degrees Celsius in Kasese and Masindi. Looking at the northern stretch, we see that Kitgum and Kotido Moroto will have sunny conditions with temperatures ranging from 32 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius in Arua, Gulu and Drila, with temperatures ranging from 30 degrees Celsius. Looking at the world cities, we forecast that London will have 20 degrees Celsius and cloudy conditions, while Cairo is forecasted to have sunny conditions with a maximum temperature of 36 degrees Celsius. Dubai is forecasted to have sunny conditions with temperatures rising to 38 degrees Celsius, while Nairobi is forecasted to have showers with a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Thank you for watching UBC. Shalom.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too! Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*4#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The East African community has a language that's spoken fluently in Tanzania, very well in Kenya. It is there in Rwanda. I'll get to know more. And slightly in Uganda somehow. This language is one of those languages considered being looked at to be one of the main languages in Uganda. It is almost, there was even an idea of making it compulsory in schools and things like that. This is Swahili. What has kept Swahili at the level where it is, and what can be done to promote it? Anyway, should Swahili be our national language, public language, or anything in that line? I have a Kiswahili teacher here. He teaches it at university level and in secondary schools, but he's also a journalist, and I work with him here on our Kiswahili news desk. His name is Edwin Nyachwara Mobeki.
Yes.
And we're going to discuss Kiswahili. Yes, Edwin. Yeah. We're glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, you host people. Today we have you.
I'm happy to be with you, and I'm sure by the end of this show,
yes,
you will learn 1 or 2 words in Kiswahili language.
Okay, I want to first understand the language itself and the issues surrounding it.
Yeah.
In the 3 countries, the original East African countries, first of all, where do you think is the history of Kiswahili, and where is it concentrated as the main language that covers all the would-be other alternatives?
Thank you, Jordan. One, it is called Kiswahili language.
Yes.
And the Swahili belongs to the people who speak the language. So we refer to them as Swahili people.
Okay.
But the language itself is called Kiswahili.
Okay.
It originated from the coastal region of Mombasa and Tanzania, and it was picked quickly by the East African countries.
Yes.
By that time.
Primarily, the 3 primary.
Yes,
East
it was
African
Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. But Tanzania took it as their one and only language for communication. So it was